weeks of a hoax saying that Rand Paul wants to get rid of the Civil Rights Act, which he never even talked about, is not on his platform. He said, no, I don't. And they said, no, yes, you do. And his approval rating went up. In one poll was 16%, it went up to 20%. Another poll was 20%, it went up to 25%. He gained between 3 to 6 points in a whole index of polls after 3 weeks of 24/7, basically saying he was the second coming of Adolf Hitler. So what does that say to Chris Matthews and others? That's what I told Politico. I said, look, if you want to hurt Rand Paul, endorse him. You guys are shooting an empty gun. More and more, there's less and less people that believe a word that comes out of your stinking mouth.
Well, of course, it's the same old Washington Beltway circle jerk. Turn them on. It's the same guys over and over, and the same tired old faces saying the same old things. The only people that are listening to them are themselves. The whole nation is going in another direction. Again, we'll only stick with the facts. They ridiculed the Tea Party. They said it would go nowhere. The lefties hate them. They've turned them into, again, a stereotype that does not encompass the full meaning of the movement. So just as they do, Alex, when there's a mass demonstration like the ones they just had in Greece or the ones they have in the U.S., they throw in the agents provocateurs to make it seem as though the whole thing is nothing but an anarchist movement. They're doing the same thing by demonizing the Tea Party. Sure, there are lunatics in there, unlike the respectable lunatics in the Democratic Party, like President Obama, who has sent more troops into Afghanistan, who has expanded the mass murder in Pakistan. Oh, well, they're respectable because, as you've heard me say, they're among the elites, the Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks group. They only do things with pinkies up in a dignified way. They kill you with drones. God forbid. They would never have an AK-47. So what they do is they make it seem as though the people of the movement are all out of their minds. They're all head to the hills with pork and beans and barricade yourself in because the end of the world is coming movement, rather than admitting to the depth and breadth of this movement. It's not going to be the Tea Party that really brings forth the change, but it's the first element of something very big. I've said this over and over again, and I'll say it again. That's right.
It's the same sword to pop out to show us that the country is very sick.
Yeah, again, it's the beginning of the Second American Revolution. It's underway. The Chris Matthews, the Obermans, the rest of them are not going to stop it. It's happening. They can ridicule it all they want. Again, it's the same Washington Beltway circle jerk. I go into these websites, the liberal ones like Raw Story. Oh, they're so proud of calling themselves progressives. Progressives, every day in there they have what Jon Stewart said, what Stephen Colbert said. How about what Bozo the Clown said? They're clowns, that's it. And these are the ones they look up to. So the liberals look up to the clowns, the Colberts, and the Stewarts, and they make fun of the rest.
It's incredible, and then the right wing thinks Sarah Palin's going to save them, but that's not going to happen. And the other good news is every incumbent, whether Republican or Democrat, whether it's Arlen Specter or Grayson, they are all being thrown out by the more extreme. The more extreme you are, according to mainstream media, because they're up on the hill like Buddha pronouncing what reality is, the more extreme you are, the more the mainstream media demonizes you, the faster you get put into office.
Yeah, again, look at the people that just won the elections yesterday. Oh, you're real fireballs out there in California for governor and senator. Come on, look at these people. What did this woman Whitman spend? $80 million? What are they? What do they do so great? What do they say that's so enlightening? You put somebody in office to run against them, like a Rand Paul, that brought the Tea Party to a whole level that was never admitted to before. They can't withstand it. So what do? They take the cheap shots. Look what just happened with this woman, Helen Thomas. 89 years old. Boy, did they beat her up. Boy, did they show how tough they are. And what did they do? They defused the whole atrocity that Israel committed by boarding the Turkish ships in international waters. Bam! Out of the news. And instead, they hung 89-year-old Helen Thomas up as someone to show, don't mess around with them.
Yeah, that's right. We'll put out to pasture. Old cow can't even stand up. Gerald Celente, stay there. We're going to come back and talk about a host of issues.
This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Gun sales are on a staggering pace. Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns and will do anything to get them. Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them, how to create the perfect hiding place, as well as the places you should never hide your guns, under any circumstance. These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough. But listen up. For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com. That's hideyourguns.com. Or call 877-327-0365 before they come for your guns. Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net.
Originally, we the people have entrusted government to be the guardians of currency, to ensure purity, content, weights, and measures of gold and silver coins citizens would use for commerce. This reinstalled confidence after the demise of the fiat continental system, wisdom being lost with time. The government we once entrusted to protect from counterfeit has colluded with private business, creating the largest fiat counterfeiting scheme our country ever experienced. This is not only a transfer of power to an institution that is not accountable to our elected government, but has also caused the dollar to lose more than 90 cents of its original value. Now, foreign governments are trying to divest themselves from this once world reserve currency. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I'm offering a book that explains how the system works. Call me today at 800-686-2237. I will give you a silver dollar free just for purchasing the book. Call today at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Gerald Celente is our guest on the radio, also simulcasting on television at prisonplanet.tv. This is a short segment, long segment coming up. The entire next half hour, the first half hour of the next hour, will be your phone calls for Gerald Celente. The toll-free number to join us with specific questions for him. 1-800-259-9231. You can also send questions to our Twitter account, twitter.com/RealAlexJones. And I'll also bring up some of those questions later in this hour. But the